Today we're unboxing SmartDraw. This video is not sponsored by SmartDraw, and all opinions expressed are purely my own. Our assessment of SmartDraw today will be looking at pricing, compatibility, installation, user interface, resources, support, and reviews. I'm Caleb Fortune with Trust Radius. Let's start off with what is SmartDraw? Going to trustradius.com, hopping in. Let's go down to product details. What is SmartDraw? SmartDraw is a diagramming and flowchart building tool from SmartDraw Software in San Diego, California. All right, first off with pricing, let's jump in here. We got our individual plan starts at $9.95 per month. It's billed annually. The team plan is $5.95 per user per month, billed annually with a 5-user minimum. Awesome. And then the site-wide is $2,995 billed annually, a fixed price for an entire organization. So that looks like our enterprise plan. All right. And just to kind of compare that pricing to competitors, looking at Lucidchart, they actually have a free plan, which has 3 editable documents. So it is pretty limited. Their individual plan starts at $7.95 per month. Their team plan starts at $9 per user per month with a 3-user minimum. So it actually kind of works a little bit the opposite way, and then they actually have you reach out for a quote for enterprise. So they're competitively priced when it comes down to looking at the individual and team pricing. They do not have a full free version. They just have a free trial. So kind of mixed, I guess, really depending on what you're needing, if it's a single project or if you need continual use or kind of light continual use. Starting off with compatibility, it does look to be browser-based, jumping into our free trial. So that makes it pretty dang widely compatible. And looking on the integration sides with compatibility, it's got Microsoft, Google, Teams, Confluence, Jira, Trello, Dropbox, Box, AWS, Microsoft Azure. I said that right. So it kind of covers the gamut of the bigger fish. Kind of curious if they have any smaller integrations based on requests. Maybe at the enterprise plan, they might actually kind of work on that with you. Hopefully, you'd hope. I don't know. All right, now for installation. Welcome. You get the full functionality of SmartDraw for 7 more days. Cool. So we have a 7-day trial. If you have any questions, contact us. Continue. Installation was as easy as just entering an email and a password. I love that. As I've said before, I hate when someone asks for a credit card right off the gate when I'm not committed to a purchase yet. All right, so moving into our user interface, it looks really simple. Honestly, out of a lot of the things I've been reviewing lately, I dig it. We have popular templates here. There isn't a lot getting in my way of just kind of working. So I love that. You can import Visio file, SmartDraw file, Lucidchart file. I like that they kind of put that right up top. So for new people, it's a little bit more inviting from whatever previous system they're using. I do like the popular window. What's our extensions look like? Automatic class diagram, automatic decision tree, automatic ERD, automatic sitemap. Ooh, org chart from data. Oh, so if you have a spreadsheet, you could kind of program it out and build an org chart. That's pretty cool. Built-in extensions, custom extensions. This doesn't let me scroll down, but there's clearly text down there. That's a little buggy. Am I zoomed in? No, I was actually zoomed perfect, but I had to zoom out to 90% to see this create an extension. So that could use a little work. I just get afraid if that's indicative of a larger problem on the site, but for now, we're just gonna jump through. CAD and drafting. Oh, cool. So it's got some templated scale setups. This seems really easy to, I don't do any of this work. This is not something I do on my daily at all, but I feel like I could kind of jump in on this pretty easily with very few hurdles outside of just general lack of knowledge of drafting or about anything else I would be probably doing in this. Flowcharts, I could do flowcharts. This looks like they're getting pretty complex here. Oh, engineering diagrams. Okay. I did do some electric wiring and I had to look at some diagrams and learn circuit panel stuff. So some of this is actually pretty familiar. All right. And we got a lot of other stuff. Strategy and planning. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's definitely my jam. Oh yeah. Oh, the templates are awesome. Good job on it. These are just fun templates. Retail and planograms. Oh, so this is floor maps for retail. Gotcha. Org charts. These are probably the simplest form of flow chart you could ever have as an org chart. Let's see here. Network design. I'm somewhat familiar with that. I've never actually worked in networking, but I've done home networks. Maps and geography. Legal. Crime scene, roads and freeways, vehicle diagram. This got bloody quick. Oh my Lord. What in the... Show me this. What is going? Oh my God. We just got the rating on this video just really changed. Oh no, that is very graphic for a template and very specific. So they clearly did something with the vase, and then they were trying to wipe off their blood by stamping it on things and then jumped out the window. And maybe this blood here is actually the assailant's blood. Man, this became a true crime unboxing real quick. Infographics, we got healthcare, we got Gantt charts, we got, forms, flyers. Everyone loves a flyer. Oh, wait, some of these are certificates. A lot of these are certificates. It's not what I would consider a flyer. Oh, these are kind of cool. Some of this, like, it really borders into graphic design for a lot of this stuff. Okay. It's a pretty multifaceted tool that maybe found its niche amongst like kind of floor plan and diagram focus. But obviously you can do more than that with the tool itself. So that is pretty much all of the UI. We have looked at it all. I dig it. I think I need to probably use it now. So let's make a template on something I understand and I know. Let's do a floor plan residential. We're gonna make an office. We're gonna make my office that I am currently in, because I actually did build this. All right, we need to change that. That's gotta go. Really makes me feel like I'm in a tiny room, more than I probably already did feel like that. Oh, so this is based off of the original movement. There we go. Okay, that's interesting. Let's center this here, cool. All right, search symbols here. We got window. All right, we're gonna go here, boom. Oh, cool. If you drag it on it properly, like a smart person probably would, it snaps to it the proper way. I could have done that with the door. Whoops. A desk. We got my desk. I have a kennel in here. I don't really know how that's gonna look. Maybe it's more of a symbolism type thing. Drawers. Now we have our drawers. Maybe even smaller that way. Cool. Next we want, how detailed do we get? Do you got a mini split? Does not look like you have a mini split. Couch. We can get chairs. Okay. I guess we're gonna have to use a chair as a couch. So their object pool isn't necessarily the best. We're gonna take this armchair and we're gonna stretch it out. Awesome. Cool. And then we need like a little cupboard. That'll work, but I need the top view of it. Whatever. So that is over here. Awesome. So we've pretty much made a floor plan. Okay. So that, I got like a little runner over here for obviously coming in from the rain. Can I send you to back? Is there no, oh, send back. There we go. Well, we just made our office and it was, I've never used this before, so that was pretty easy. Maybe I should have jumped into the crime scene investigation, but I am no detective by any means. I like it. All right. All right, so for help resources, let's see, we got support. Okay, cool. So this is where we come up into our learning about it, starting a new document, navigation. This is pretty extensive. It's kind of weird that the images are so large, but it does feel like you're still on the webpage pretty much at that point. Adding new storage devices, okay. This is actually really thorough for pretty much just like a pillar page. I'm curious about what else they have for like support. They have a blog. 3 quick tips to get unstuck. Yeah, so it seems like their blog is a little bit, it's targeted a little differently where it's not something that would actually help like a user. Not necessarily like super technical support on their fact page. Videos, they got videos. Getting started, UI. Okay, cool. Actually, that's awesome. This is what we needed. That's a lot of resources that are very specific, targeted, and helpful. Are these all just like YouTube videos? So we're looking at, yep, okay, cool. So we have videos, we have their fact page, which is not necessarily super helpful on product specific stuff. Basics, what does that take us to? Okay, cool. So these are all like blog posts, essentially like short blogs dealing with like very basic topics. Templates and documents, more blog posts. So they do have like support blogs and a good amount of resources. And they've actually I like the way they delineated this out for resources, because this is kind of an interesting product where obviously like a lot of different use cases, but also a lot of different output. So covering these separately in this fashion is super helpful. I would almost say videos doesn't necessarily need to be its own category. If any product managers are listening, I think it makes more sense to put it into the buckets where it's appropriate. Like if a video is dealing on templates and documents, that's where that video should be in. Going to support, contact SmartDraw support. Let's see what we do. What do they got? Do we have a help? Okay. So initially hitting contact support pushes us to a form fill, like email send, but they do have a help button down here. I'm curious if this will put me in with a regular person or just email. Okay, leave a message below and we'll get back to you. So this is the same exact thing, form just built into the page. They have hours and a phone number here, so you could call them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central. Not like immediate support. And honestly, like I don't know how often like working on this you would need like immediate support, but if you are working on a project with a tight deadline, that would be pretty frustrating if you weren't able to get quick support, quick resolution of problems. So I'm not super impressed on the support end, honestly. All right, moving over to our reviews. We have 8 positive reviews with 3 negative reviews. So actually not necessarily a huge lead on positive when it comes to trust radius. Some of the common sentiments we're seeing, they love their charts. They say it's easy customizable on the templates, which I agree with for sure. Converting to formats in PDF and JPEGs is great. A month-to-month plan would be ideal for users that don't need to create many projects. Oh yeah, so their monthly pricing is billed annually, so they don't offer like a monthly only plan, at least not directly, and that would definitely make a big difference, I think, for one-off users. And that's what we're kind of saying when we're looking at Lucidchart, where it's like you work on three different projects pretty much is the free plan. I'm guessing users would love to see that option available for SmartDraw. Clearly they like the tool and they find it easy to use. Clearly I found it easy to use. That would only increase access to the tool itself and name recognition. When creating diagrams and linking shapes together, they do not always stay linked. Okay. And looking over to Tech Radar, what they thought of SmartDraw, they give it 4 out of 5 stars. They found the interface was intuitive and familiar to Microsoft users. It has powerful CAD capabilities, a 7-day free trial. Yeah. And syncs with Google. Cool. The cons are some features aren't available with the online version, because there is a software version, I should say that on the compatibility note. And the high price point will put off personal users, which makes sense. Like you're gonna have to buy a year of a software that you use for 7 days, and maybe you aren't gonna use that frequently. And honestly, the only real answer, if you're gonna maybe do like one project a month or every other month, is to look at a different service, because SmartDraw is saying you are not their target audience. You are not the person they want to offer a plan for, until they change their plan structures, which I definitely hope they do. I think the tool, the way that they built their templates out, the tool really does fit more for occasional use as well as like heavy users, but like having that many templates usually says we want those occasional users to see a good purpose in our tool. So I highly encourage them, if they ever listening, to create a different pricing option or even a free tier option. All right, so in conclusion, let's run down on our final scorings for everything. Looking at pricing, I am actually going to give them a thumbs down. Now that looking at those reviews and seeing what people are saying about not having an actual month-to-month plan, I think it's a missed opportunity. I think it's something that will probably irk a lot of different users, especially for what the tool is built for. I think that it's a negative plan on their part that they should definitely reconsider. Looking at compatibility, it's going to get a thumbs up. Having the online version is awesome. To me, it did everything I needed it to do, which was great. I did not use the actual software version, but I would assume it's even more robust. Looking at installation, we are going to definitely give this a thumbs up as well. 2 bits of information: create an account. You just have an email and a password. That is by far the easiest setup I've done so far. That was great. I wish other companies would do that. I wish they'd make it that easy to access the product. Looking over at user interface, we're also going to give that a thumbs up. I mean, it was easy to use. Templates were easy to find. The wide gamut that they cover is awesome. They make it very easy to, even if you only came from flowcharts, to jump over and do a floor plan, maybe for a home project, to jump over and do a chart for a presentation. Like, it's so easy. And I would honestly, if I had this tool, I would usually opt to that rather than just creating something from scratch. So knocked it out of the park with the UI, and the tool itself is just, it's really helpful. It's great. Looking at resources, again, I do enjoy the resources they had. They could maybe like organize them a little bit differently, but otherwise they have a lot of resources available for different specific items. I like that they have blog posts available. I like that they have videos available. Definitely mixing multiple different mediums is always helpful when it comes to resources. Maybe like having an interactive walkthrough of the software would be really helpful. I do like when companies do that, have it available, even if it's just like a little button that pops up here that you X out, maybe not super forceful. I don't like when they force me on interactive, but I like to see it there. All right, on support, we're gonna give it a thumbs down, unfortunately. Really hate to see it. I hate to see that there's not a chat function, that there's not a little bit of a quicker conversation. I don't really wanna do a phone call, and I don't necessarily wanna wait 24 hours if I'm on a deadline on a presentation to get an answer. It leaves it very much up to the user to resolve their own problem. I think that there's enough MSPs out there in the world, enough different help desk providers to be able to offer that service. And hey, maybe if you change your pricing plan, you can up your user base and be able to afford a help desk option. And moving towards reviews, we're gonna definitely give it a thumbs up. Overwhelmingly, it's all positive information. They're not necessarily knocking it out of the park for anyone specifically, but they are overwhelmingly positive reviews. There aren't necessarily like standout negative reviews that I could find, but usually it's kind of just, oh, it's a great tool, I wish it did this too, or I wish it had a different plan or whatever else. Overall, thumbs up on reviews. And looking at our final conclusion, we had 2 thumbs downs, but the rest were all thumbs up. So we're gonna have to give SmartDraw an overall thumbs up. We approve of this software. It's great. It's a good tool. Obviously, I'd like to see some changes get made in terms of how it's marketed and sold, but that doesn't change that it's a good tool itself. If it had like a free plan, I would probably be a pretty active user. If it had a low cost plan, I'd be on the fence more so because it's not necessarily something I need to do all that often. You know, my graphs and my infographics I'm doing are usually either built in analytics software or, you know, it's something that is built into whatever I'm working on. So not necessarily the route I need to go, but I think it has the potential to definitely be more of a household name. So if you disagree with anything I said, obviously this is just a first reaction to using the tool and exploring the tool itself. But if you've used it yourself and have different experiences, leave them in the comments below. If you use something else, Lucidchart or different services, let me know what you think about those in the comments below as well. As always, like and subscribe and head over to trustradius.com for more reviews, comparisons, and software alternatives.